Chapter 19 The Practice. Matilda found the house empty as usual. Her father was not yet back from her work, and her mother was not yet back from bingo. And her brother might be anywhere. She went straight into the living room and opened the drawer of the sideboards where she knew her father kept a box of cigars. She took one out and carried it up to her bedroom and shut herself in. For now, she told herself, it's going to be tough, but I am determined to do it. Her plan for helping Miss Honey was beginning to form beautifully in her mind. She had it now, almost every detail, but the end of it depended on her being able to do one very special thing with her eye power. She knew she wouldn't manage it right away, but she felt fairly confident with a great deal of practice and effort she would be able to succeed in the end. The cigar was essential. It was perhaps a bit thicker than she would have liked, but the weight was about right. It would be fine for practicing with. There was a small dressing table in Matilda's bedroom where her hairbrush and comb were on it and 2 library books. She cleared these things off to one side and laid the cigar down in the middle of the dressing table, and she walked away and sat on the end of her bed. Now she was about 10 feet from the cigar. She settled herself quickly and began to concentrate. Very quickly this time, the electricity began to build and flow inside her head, gathering itself behind her eyes. And the eyes became hot, and millions of invisible hands began pushing out like sparks towards the cigar. "Move," she whispered, and to her intense surprise, almost at once, the cigar, with its little red and gold paper around it, in the middle, rolled across the dressing table and fell to the carpet. Matilda had enjoyed that. It was lovely doing it. It felt as though sparks were going around and around inside her head, flashing in and out of her eyes. It had given her a sense of power that was almost infernal. And how quick it had been this time, how simple. She crossed the bedroom and picked up the cigar and put it back on the table. Now a difficult one, she thought. But if I have the power to push, surely I also have the power to lift. It is vital that I learn how to lift. I must learn how to lift it up, right onto the air, and keep it there. It is not a very heavy thing, a cigar. She sat on the end of the bed and started again. It was easy now to summon the power behind her eyes. It was like pushing a little trigger in her brain. "Lift, lift, lift," she whispered. At first the cigar started to roll away, but then Matilda started concentrating fiercely. One end of it slowly lifted up about an inch off the tabletop. With colossal effort, she managed to hold it there for about 10 seconds, then it fell back again. "Phew," she gasped. "I'm getting it. I'm starting to do it." For the next hour, Matilda kept practicing. In the end, she had managed by sheer power of her eyes to lift the cigar clear off the table, about 6 inches to the air, hold it there for about a minute, and then suddenly she was so exhausted she fell back on her bed and went to sleep. That was how her mother found her there that evening. "What's the matter with you?" her mother said. "Wake up. Are you ill?" "Oh gosh," Matilda said, sitting up and looking around. "No, I'm all right. I was a bit tired, that's all." From then on, every day after school, Matilda shut herself in the room and practiced with the cigar, and soon it had begun to come together in the most wonderful way. 6 days later, by the following Wednesday evening, she was able not to only lift the cigar in the air, but she was also able to move it around exactly as she wished. It was beautiful. "I can do it," she cried. "I can really do it. I can pick up the cigar just with my eye power, push it and pull it in the air any way I want." And all she had to do now was put her great plan into action.